What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, XLM's price is doing exactly what we had been hoping that it would do, and I want to tell you exactly what this could mean for the price and where we could be expecting this to go in the future here. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into it. Now guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade a little XLM and many other cryptos yourself on up to 500x leverage, you can check out that BTCC link down below. If you do sign up specifically with my link on this page, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. Guys, this means if you deposit, say, $2,000, they're going to give you $200 on the spot to start trading with. You turn that into, say, $500 or $800 or whatever. All that profit you made is completely yours, no strings attached. You can reinvest it, withdraw it, do whatever you want with it. It's literally an opportunity to make free gains during the bull market. So go check that out down below. I do think they have a great trading platform and it's been around a long time. So if you want to go check it out, that's available for you down there. Now, let me kind of give a little context, the lay of the land, one would say, on what has been going on with XLM and kind of what we've been looking at. So with XLM, once we made this big move to the upside, everybody was so excited about this pump and the fact that it's gotten up towards, 49 cents or whatever. And I've been saying, look, this is great and all, don't get me wrong, but this could really just be a drop in the bucket if XLM does this correctly. I said, if XLM does this correctly, we have breakout targets targeting $1.60, $3.90. So yeah, a push to 40 cents is great, but I mean, we could still be looking at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9x from here. So we just need to see a couple things play out. Now, the biggest thing, right? There's always a thing with me, right? But the biggest thing that we have been paying attention to is that golden box. If you've been on the channel for a while, you know I am somebody who I'll talk about this golden box every day, probably for the rest of my YouTube career, because this golden box is just that important. And what I've told you all rather consistently is this golden box determines everything. If XLM can build support on top of this golden box and maintain the breakout of this golden box, it opens the door. This box alone is what opens up the door to $1.60 to $3.90. This is what gets us there, and therefore it's extremely important that we watch what's happening here. And I told you I would keep you updated as these things do happen. Well, we are starting to get some very, very good signs coming from XLM now that its price is starting to build up some support on top of that box. And I want to tell you a little bit today about what is happening, what it could mean, and where it can mean for where it can mean XLM's price is going into the future here. Now, I will warn you, some of the things that I am going to say, especially if you're a bit of a beginner, are a little bit complex, a little bit complicated. So listen, if you are somebody who's trying to just get better at this whole crypto thing, whether you are a beginner or maybe you're advanced and you're just trying to add more tools to your toolbox, all that I ask from you specifically, those of you trying to just get better, stick around to the end of the video, okay? At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you everything that's going on over in the Discord server, where people are learning at a rate that I've never ever seen before, and they're using those lessons to turn them into strategies and using those strategies to generate hundreds of percentages and gains every single day. So if you really want to kickstart your crypto journey and you want to start making big lessons and big gains, go check out that thing down below. But again, just stick around to the end of the video because I am going to tell you a lot about it then. Now, looking at XLM, okay, first and foremost, what is happening? Well, what we can see, we're going to zoom down to the daily charts here. And what you can see is that XLM is doing a good job at building up support on top of that golden box. Remember, that's the whole goal right now. That's all really that matters. Hold support within or above the golden box and use that to continue upwards. That's all what we're trying to do. And what you can see here is that's what XLM is doing. XLM's price, of course, put in that high, came back down, put in that low, came back up, put up that high, came back down, put up that low. And as it's kind of interacting like this, it's creating what is oftentimes called a bullish pennant. Now, bullish pennants are called bullish pennants because they look like a pennant, and of course, they usually break to the upside. I mean, that's really the only reason they're called that. But at the end of the day, it's more built around the fact that this is generally a good sign. This is generally a good pattern here, because oftentimes whenever you have a crypto enter into this triangular structure, especially whenever it is within or above a key level of support, you will try to use it and break towards the upside. Now, the only concern that I have about this is that recently, for some odd reason, since the bull market really kicked off last month, I've been seeing bullish pennants fail a lot. It's kind of weird, to be honest. Even more than like 2021, even more than 2022 and 2023. Like even in the bear market, bullish pennants were usually breaking upwards, but for some odd reason, I've been seeing them break down every now and then. But the good part about it is, and the reason why I've not particularly cared as much, is because what you have to recognize is that with a bullish pennant, even if you break to the downside, now you're just creating the descending channel. And you guys know descending channels are my favorite structure that there is in crypto. These are the easiest structures structures to trade in, the easiest structures to make money from. And so even when all these bullish pennants have been failing recently on things like Sui, Solana, and a few of the other ones, or Pepe especially, we've just been creating these descending channels and then using that channel to break to the upside. So it's kind of a weird situation, but it's not really a bad situation, I wouldn't say. It just kind of it's just a situation. Yeah, I don't know how to even explain that. And so with that in mind, kind of where I am with, XLM at this given moment is like, hey, we're in a bullish pennant, and that's usually a really good thing. So I would expect, XLM to try to make them move upwards. Maybe we do start to try to see its price push up towards some of these higher levels, try to close above 55 cents on the daily for the first time. But if it's unable to, well, the first time this year, and if it's unable to, right, and we do start to pull towards the downside here, well, hey, maybe we come for the descending channel and then we start to break out. But one way or another, all of these signs that I'm starting to notice from XLM are all pointing me in the direction that it's going to try to break to the upside at some point. I'm getting more and more and more confident that XLM is going to try to make a run towards 70 cents to 75 cents, maybe even sometime this year if we're under the right circumstances. Now, a few other things that I am noticing that are good signs is first and foremost what we're seeing on the daily RSI. As we're seeing XLM trying to build up the support on top of this golden, and on top of and within this golden box, we're seeing the RSI reset extremely fast. I'm talking extremely fast. Like, for example, you see how we put in this low and then we put in the higher low? We put in the low and a substantially lower low here on the RSI. I mean, we're talking a fall on the RSI of 18%, while the price went up from low to low. I mean, the price itself went up 9%, 8%. So the price went up 8 or 9%, but the RSI dropped another 18 to 20%. And in moments like this, when you're really seeing these cryptos nosedive, it means that this reset is being successful. It's a successful reset or a successful cool down, whatever you want to call it. And oftentimes you will see a structure like this, or the one that is going to form afterwards, maybe something like this, will usually break upwards. So this is another great sign. One thing that I am also watching very closely are the Bollinger Bands. If you do look at your Bollinger Bands right here, you're getting extremely close to that 20 simple moving average. And what that means is that the full cool down, because whenever you're outside of your Bollinger Band envelope like we were out here, this means you're overextended. It means you're moving too far too fast. And what usually will happen is a crypto will enter back in this little Bollinger Band envelope, and it'll head back to this blue line right here, which is called the 20 simple moving average. And when you're back at the 20 simple moving average, it's a reset. It means you've completely reset your volatility, and now you're in a spot to where you can start trying to break out again because you've completely cooled down and you're no longer overextended. And so because of that, whenever I look at this, I'm like, okay, well, we're seeing the Bollinger Bands reset. We're seeing the RSI nosedive. We're seeing it build up a beautiful structure that's either going to break to the upside or create a structure after that that's going to break to the upside if it does fall down. So in my opinion, I mean, again, it's becoming very, very, very likely that XLM's price does hold here and does try to break to the upside. Now, I suppose there is a risk that XLM just does absolutely nosedive for some reason, loses the golden box, and heads back towards 23 cents. I just have absolutely zero idea why that would happen. It's not even on my radar right now. And so at this moment, while we're in here, I guess maybe if XLM did this and a back test and it came back down and we started like really making moves back towards the bottom side of the golden zone, then maybe I would get more concerned that we're coming back down here. But I have no inclination whatsoever that that's going to happen. It feels so likely to me that XLM's either going to break to the upside of this bullish pennant, or it's going to create the descending channel off the bullish pennant and then bam, go for the upside break there. And so to me, we're just going to continue to move as we're moving. I did do a little bit of purchasing this morning. If I go over to the server, here we go. You can see here, scooped up a little XLM here. Also, the RSI on the daily is nosediving and is doing a solid job consolidating. Might break to the downside of this pennant, but I think even if it does, we're going to see the support and bounce soon after anyway. So as you can see there in the server, I did do a little bit of buying here on XLM. And if its price does pull to the downside and we do get the opportunity to invest while it's in some sort of parallel channel, right? Like if it looks something like this, if we get a move towards the bottom side of this channel, you bet your butt I'm going to be buying a lot of XLM if it hits the bottom side of this. So one way or another, doing a little bit of purchasing here just in case it breaks out. If it fails and goes down, I'm just going to be doing a little bit more buying, expecting that breakout there. So a lot of great signs from XLM. Feels to me like we are going to get that bullish move towards 60, 70, 75 cents at some given point, and it's just getting ready for that to happen. So of course I will continue to update you, and I do want you to understand, guys, there's a chance I'm going to be wrong about this. Like, I'm just human. If you're new to the crypto space, I don't know everything. I'm just giving you my interpretation of what I'm seeing based off 5 or 6 years of studying charts every single day. So these are just my interpretations. So make sure that you're still doing some due diligence and not relying completely on what I say to generate your strategies and stuff. Now, speaking of strategies, before we wrap up the video, as I mentioned before, if you're somebody who's trying to just get better at this whole crypto thing, I highly recommend you check out the Discord server, guys. Okay, if you want to join the Discord server, you got to go through Patreon. It's the cost of a Netflix subscription every month or cheaper, meaning $17 a month or $5 a month, guys. We are going to be able to get you learned up though in the server. It's insane. We have Insights with Tyler, which comes with some of the things that I'm buying and selling every now and then, stuff like that, my thoughts and insights and advice and guidance on random things. There's daily technical analysis that gets posted. There's daily fundamental analysis on the market that gets posted. I've hired 2 teams of professional traders who give their buy and sell signals every day throughout the week. And remember, these are people whose businesses, their livelihoods rely on them making good trades, and they're giving you their buy and sell signals every single day. And we actually just made an announcement a couple of days ago, starting on Monday, that we're going to have something called Crypto Vault Live every single day between Monday and Friday. It's a 30-minute live stream exclusively for Discord members, which Crypto Moses is going to be doing like a general market coverage, answering some questions, doing a little TA and much more just to get you started with your day. And again, that's only for Crypto Vault members, which is amazing. We have premium classes on things like the Bollinger Bands, the Fibonacci's, bull market investing, live courses and workshops with some of our different coaches, like a beginner's guide to XRP Ripple, beginners courses on things like technical analysis and leverage trading. I have a few more of these releasing. These are 30-minute long beginner's guides and courses with 20-page presentations to go along with them. There's Tyler's tips, 2 to 3 minute long videos going over random things. And then the amazing community. They're taking all of these lessons, all of these classes and workshops and shows and alpha we're dropping, and they're using it to develop and hone in their strategies. And as a result of it, guys, the gains that we have been seeing from this community have been absolutely absurd. Quite frankly, that is the only way I can describe it. I've never seen growth like this before in a community. I've never seen a group of people growing at this rate and generating 200%, 20, 170, 60, 50, 150, 50, 250, 240, 90, 60. I mean, this is all just yesterday, guys. This is yesterday at 6 p.m. This is just yesterday night. Look at all the gains that were being made in there. And it's a result of all this work that everyone is doing to get better at this whole crypto thing. So if you want to be one of those people doing this, if you want to be one of these people accumulating and grinding and growing this fast, it's the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper. I think that is one of the best deals that there could be. So go check that out down below. Don't forget, you can go get that 10% bonus on BTCC and watch this very, very closely, because as this does develop, I will continue to give you some updates and let you know what I'm doing, because I do think that XLM is getting ready for a strong move upwards, and of course only time will tell. And so with that said, of course, I hope you guys did enjoy. I have another 5 or 6 vids releasing today, so do stay tuned for those, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.